Okay, so I'm going to talk about this on live because I get a lot of messages about business vocabulary, so I'm going to give you guys the tea on the words. Okay, so here is just some, so like brand positioning, I think is an important word because people ask about it a lot. And so that is the unique place your business occupies in a customer's mind. I will get more into that on another live, but another word people always question is value proposition. So that's the reason someone should choose you over a competitor. And then your target audience is the specific people you're trying to serve. Your customer avatar is a detailed profile of your ideal customer. Your brand equity is the value your brand has because people know and trust it. Your conversion rate is a percentage of people who take action you want. They take the action that you want, so they subscribe, they book, etc. Your LTV is your customer lifetime value, and that's the total revenue you expect from one customer over your relationship with them. Your CAC is your customer acquisition cost. That is how much it costs to acquire a new customer. Your ROI is your return on investment, how much you gained compared to what you spent. Your profit margin is the percentage of revenue left after expenses. Your cash flow is the money moving into and out of your business. Your overhead is your ongoing operating expenses like rent, software, payroll, and utilities. Scalability is your ability to grow without costs increasing at the same rate. Your KPIs are your key performance indicators, and those are the metrics that tell whether your business is succeeding. Your brand awareness is how familiar people are with your brand. Your unique selling proposition is the thing that makes your business different. Your call to action, CTA, is the specific action you want your audience to take. Sales funnel is the journey from discovering your business to becoming a customer. Lead is someone who has shown interest in your business. Retention is keeping customers coming back. Your churn rate is the percentage of customers who stop buying or cancel. Your market share is your percentage of total sales in your industry. Branding is the overall identity and perception of your business, not just your logo. Competitive advantage is a lasting strength that's difficult for competitors to copy. So business has its own language, and the more fluent you become in these terms, the more confident you'll be when pitching, building, marketing, and growing your company. I think it takes time to learn the words, so just like be patient with yourself too. But then start thinking of them in like your everyday life, and you'll become more comfortable using them, I feel like. I think that's like the most important thing is to start using them all the time. How is everyone's Thursday going? I almost asked everyone how their Monday was going. So the other thing that we will talk about is, so KPIs are the key performance indicators, but they can also be called key performance metrics. So they're numbers that tell you how your business is actually growing, right? So revenue tells you how much money your business is bringing in, but your profit margin is how much you're keeping after expenses. And then your conversion rate is how many visitors actually become customers. How many people are finding your business from your website. And then you have your average order value, which is how much each customer spends per purchase on average. So the biggest mistake I think is that a lot of business owners are tracking their vanity metrics instead of performance metrics. Like 1 million views is exciting, I get it, but if they're not helping you find customers, like people aren't inquiring about your business, or you're not turning these followers into customers, then it's not telling the whole story, right? The best KPIs are the ones that align with the business goals. So you should ask yourself, does this number help make a better business decision. If the answer is yes, then it's worth tracking. If the answer is no, then yeah, there's that. So what's like one KPI that you check every week? I always check my customer retention rate. That's because I like my customer retention rate to be at least an 82%. If it's not, then I don't feel like I've done a great job with my company. That's like a me thing, though. I wouldn't say that advice will work for everyone. Another mistake that I feel like businesses make is, so not every customer is your customer, right? Even if you're offering like a service-based business, not every client is meant to be your client. I think a lot of people in the beginning, they market to everyone, and then your message becomes very open and it doesn't resonate with the people that you want it to. So the businesses that grow and last usually know who they serve and who they don't. And that doesn't mean you're excluding people, it just means you're being intentional, right? Luxury brands, they're not marketing like discount retailers. A business that's serving new entrepreneurs should not be marketing like they're a Fortune 500 executive, right? Also, I think people can sometimes tell with like pricing, don't undercharge. I think that you have the right to be clear about your ideal customer. The easier it becomes, like when you identify your ideal customer, to create products, write marketing, set prices, and attract the right clients. You don't need everyone to buy from you or to book from you. You need the right people to believe you're exactly what they've been looking for, and like that's literally the power of positioning, in my opinion. I'm trying to think of like another thing I was going to talk to you guys about. It had to do with business, and I can't think of it now. I'm trying to think. So I also think it's important to be consistent. Like you have to just be consistent. People don't know if you're not consistent. Another thing that I see happen a lot with like business owners is I think that they celebrate sales too soon, right? So, what I think you need to think of is, and this is like the actual profit margin, is the percentage of money you keep after you pay your business expenses. So, say like you have a product that you sell for $100, but it cost you $60 to make the product, package and deliver it. So you didn't make $100, right? Your profit is $40. That's giving you a 40% profit margin before considering your other operating expenses, depending on how you're calculating it. The reason why metrics matter is because revenue pays the bills, but profit builds the business. So that's important to remember. And then a company can literally generate millions in sales and still struggle financially if its margins are too thin. So that's why successful business owners don't just ask how much did we sell, they also ask how much did we actually keep. Understanding your profit margin helps you strategically control your costs, build a business that's sustainable, and stay in business. These are my new lip glosses. They're the bow down ones. I love them. They're so cute. They're from my brand, Vee-Vee So Iconic Cosmetics. So let's talk about in the chat, what are you building? Like, what is your business? Okay, a cleaning business. I love that. That's a really great business. Cleaning businesses can be incredibly profitable because they're built around a service that people always need. So, my advice to you, Stephanie, would be to focus on delivering an amazing customer experience. You want to create systems early, you want to ask happy clients for reviews, and don't undervalue your work, right? Because having a strong reputation when you have a service based business will take you like very far. So, I think your business will take off, and I'm wishing you all the success. All the success, because like, yeah, that's gonna be a good thing. I feel like I always see cleaning businesses, like, people looking to hire them. Okay, so another question that people ask me a lot is how to find a client. So if I was starting over and I had no clients, this is what I would do. I would not go post on my site, I do consulting or I do cleaning. I would go and I would look up some words that I wanted associated to my business. So I would go and I would say, I help founders, businesses, and creators build brands that attract customers and increase revenue. Okay, you want to have specific words that will make referrals easier, but also it will help be associated with your brand. And then I would remember that people talk about problems. So you want to have a solution to the problem. Someone like a business owner may think that their sales are down, their marketing's not working, their website's not converting, they don't know how to price their services. I would want to create content, whether it's emails or videos on TikTok or YouTube's, that help solve problems. Also, I would suggest using every platform, right? So, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Threads. And you can repurpose the content. You don't have to create new content for each platform. I think that's important. Um, Also, I would say like network intentionally, right? If I would go to like local business networking events, I would look for online founder communities, and I would say if you want to join like your local chamber of commerce, that can be a good idea too. And I would always ask for referrals. I think referrals, in my opinion, convert better than cold outreach, but that's not saying never do cold outreach. I would just suggest when you can, having a successful client or customer give you a referral. And then, of course, you can always do the cold outreach, which is to find businesses that clearly have room for improvement, and you can send a personalized message about your services. And then I just always think that, like, You want to try to have a call to action at the end of your content if you're looking to immediately book someone. So I would say something like, oh, who needs cleaning or who needs help? Book a consultation through the link in my bio. And then that's how I would approach that. And then I feel like this is like a mystery for new business owners, but manufacturing. People think I feel like that you need millions of dollars to launch a product and you don't, but you should understand how the process works. So a manufacturer is the company that actually makes your product. So it could be cosmetics, clothing, candles, supplements, jewelry, home goods, packaging. Sometimes one company makes both the product and the packaging, and then other times you'll work with multiple suppliers. So then, another word that I feel like maybe people don't fully understand is private label versus custom formula. So, private label is an existing formula, and then you're going to add your branding and packaging. Now, there will be a faster launch and a lower development cost, but a custom formula is developed specifically for your brand. You own a unique product, there will be a longer timeline, higher cost, and more testing and revisions. And then manufacturers usually require a minimum purchase, and that's called a MOQ, a minimum order quantity. So the examples for that could be 1,000 units, 100 units, 5,000. So I always tell people to ask, what's your MOQ? And then questions that you should be asking the manufacturer are, what is your MOQ? What certifications do you have? Well, what is your production timeline? Can I order samples? What are your payment terms? Do you offer design services? Do you perform quality control? Can you provide stability or compatibility testing if applicable? And samples matter. So I always say this too. Never skip samples, especially if you're doing like a product based business. I think it's really important. You want to see how the product ships. You want to see the wear time, the color, the scent, the texture. So I think it's important to test products before you place a large order. Um, and then your manufacturing costs. So let's talk about what they can actually include. So your costs may include product, packaging, labels, shipping, custom or import duties if you're importing, your freight, your warehousing, your insurance, your photography, and your marketing. The manufacturing cost is only part of the total cost to bring a product to market. And then this is important, and I feel like don't always pick the cheapest supplier, right? The lowest price is not always the best value. You want to consider the communication, the consistency, the quality, the lead times, the reputation, and the ability to solve problems. A reliable partner can save you significant time and money. You also want to build relationships. So you want to treat manufacturers as long-term business partners. Good communication can literally lead to faster responses, better collaboration, more flexibility when issues arise, and it can also lead to insight into new product or materials. So, common mistakes are ordering too much inventory too soon, not reading your contracts carefully, skipping product testing, ignoring shipping timelines, assuming every factory has the same capabilities, and forgetting to budget for packaging and freight. So, your first manufacturer doesn't have to be your forever manufacturer. As your business grows, like your needs may change. But you do want to focus on finding a partner that can consistently deliver quality, communicate clearly, and support your goals. So, who's thinking about launching their first product? comment in the chat. And what kind of business do you want to start? Yeah, so that's a great question. If you're launching your first product, I'm going to save you from some pretty expensive mistakes. I would say solve one problem. So don't try to launch 25 products. Launch one great product that solves one clear problem. People remember products when they have a purpose. So, my other advice would be to start small. Like, you don't need a warehouse full of inventory. It's usually better to start with a smaller order, learn from customer feedback, and improve from there versus like over investing when like before you validated the demand. Then I would say the next important thing is know your customer. Ask yourself who's buying this, why would they choose it, what problem does it solve, and how will this fit into their daily life. If you can't answer those questions, keep refining your idea. Okay, packaging matters, right? So your packaging is often the first physical impression of your brand. So this is what I think. You need to ask yourself, is it easy to use? Does it protect the product? Does it reflect the brand? And will people want to photograph or share it? And then price for profit. So don't copy someone else's pricing, right? You want to calculate your costs. So your costs are going to be your product, your packaging, your shipping, your marketing, your platform fees, your payment processing, your return or replacements, and then your time. Make sure there's enough margin to sustainably grow your business. I would also say test before you launch. So before selling, use the product yourself. Ask trusted testers for feedback and look for recurring comments rather than focusing on one opinion. Use what you learn to improve the product. And I would say build your excitement early. So don't wait for launch day to start talking about it. Share behind the scenes, packaging previews, manufacturing milestones, the story behind the product. People love to follow the journey and they love to feel included. And then your first launch will always teach you things that planning alone never could. So aim for a high quality product and then continue improving based on real customer feedback. And of course, like listen to your customers, right? After the launch, pay attention to your reviews, the questions that they're asking. If you are getting complaints, pay attention to them. That information should guide you in the future and also give you insight to new products. And again, build a brand, not just a product. A product can be copied. A trusted brand, loyal community, and consistent customer experience are much harder to replicate. I always tell entrepreneurs your first product doesn't have to become your biggest bestseller, but its job is to teach you to manufacture, market, fulfill orders, support customers, and run a business. Every successful brand started with a first launch. They learned from it and they kept improving. So I think you have to just remember that, especially like on the days when you like want to give up. And I know it's like hard, but you do have to remember that. Wow, that's like crazy. So I didn't realize that there's like actually creators that stream for over 24 hours. That's wild. Like I knew that, but I never thought about it. That's like actually wild. I don't know how people do that. There's no way people are really streaming that long. Sorry guys, I'm like trying to update my live and my story to get viewers. Who likes golfing? I think like golf is not about becoming a pro golfer. It's about giving yourself like space to think. And also I like golfing because like I'm not naturally good at it. Like, and I say that because like I'm super competitive with myself. So that's why I kind of love golfing cuz like I'm just not super good at it. So I have to like actually practice. Yeah, so I like genuinely enjoy learning the game. And then like let's talk about like golf etiquette, equipment, funny moments, and why so many people fall in love with it. So, how long have you been golfing? What's your favorite course and what's the best shot you've ever hit at golf? Like, I honestly was not planning on becoming a golfer. Like, one of my friends kept telling me you really should buy a set of golf clubs. And at first I thought, like, are you sure? And then, because golf was not something like I had ever seriously considered. So she told me I should buy these golf clubs. And then she ended up getting a boyfriend and being too busy to golf. So I bought my golf clubs. And once I got like out on the golf course, because like it was so much fun because you can wear like your cute little like golf uniform. Oh my god, and I have a pink golf bag. Like it's so cute. But no, like being out there for me was super good because golf is like one of those sports I feel like, right? Like you look at it and you think it's simple until you try it, and then you realize like there's a lot of technique behind golf. Like I never realized like your swing matters, your grip, your stance, even like your club selection. And obviously there's like a mental side of golfing, but I think being out in the sun is really good for your mental health. And then I also like the pink like golf balls. They're so cute. Um and then one thing that I love about golf is that you're competing against yourself. Like I just wake up as a naturally competitive against myself person, right? Like I always want to outdo the old V. Like I want to be 100 times better than yesterday. And that's what I love about golf is you're competing against yourself. Like it's not an aggressive sport. And every round is literally a chance to improve a bit. So I love that. Like you can hit like an amazing shot and then immediately like I don't know, have one that doesn't even go anywhere. Um but that's like golf and I'm still learning. So like that's like the fun, right? Is you can never really stop improving. So how did everyone else get into golf? Did someone introduce you? Did you grow up playing or are you thinking about like getting your first set of golf clubs? I like the Callaway clubs, but I also like the Nike ones. I like a bunch like so I don't have like all from the same set. I have like one set that's all matching, but then I have like another set that I've gradually bought different clubs for. Um, because those are like my forever golf clubs that I'm adding to. So let's talk about the different types of golf clubs. The driver is the longest club, and that's used primarily off the tee. Then you have your fairway woods, which is the long shots from the fairway or the tee. Your hybrids are easier to hit than the long irons, and they're great for beginners. Your irons are approach shots, and they're different lofts for different distances. Your wedges, so you have a pitting wedge, you have a gap wedge, you have a sand wedge, and you have a lob wedge. And then you have the putter, and then that's used on the green. What's everyone's favorite club? My favorite club is the driver, because there's something super satisfying about stepping up to the tee, making solid contact, and watching the ball fly. When you hit a good drive, like it gives you so much confidence for the rest of the golf course. It really does. Um, what's like one golf club that you absolutely never want to take out of your bag? And is there one club that you can't seem to hit consistently? Okay, so let's talk about the golf terms that every beginner should know. So, a par is the expected number of strokes to finish a hole. A birdie is a one stroke under par. An eagle is a two stroke under par. The double eagle is three strokes under par, and that's very rare. Your bogey is the one stroke over par. Your double bogey is the two stroke over par. Your triple is a three stroke over par, and your ace is a hole in one. Now let's talk about parts of the course. So the tee box is where each hole begins. The fairway is the short grass leading to the green. Your bunker is a sand trap. The fringe is the grass surrounding the green. The drive is your first shot, usually with a driver. Your approach shot is a shot intended to land on the green. Your putt is a stroke made on or near the green with a putter. Your hook is a strong right to left curve. It's often unintended. Your driver is used for the longest tee shots. Your four is a warning you might shout if your ball might hit someone. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else is important. Um, hmm. Maybe like the divot, which is a piece of turf removed by a swing or the mark left behind. Um, Mulligan is an informal do-over shot. It's not allowed under the official golf rules. Your 19th hole is a nickname for the clubhouse after the round. Why is the position of your ball on the course? Who's hit a hole in one? And who has taken a mulligan before? Yeah, it's something too that I feel like business owners don't think about, but a lot of golf courses, it's a great place to do advertising and networking. Yeah, I actually feel like I should describe more in depth about this because a lot of new business owners don't even think. And if you don't golf, like you're not going to think that it's a great place to network. But it truly is. So, golf has an extremely strong reputation in business because it gives people time to actually get to know each other. And literally, like, a round of golf can literally take several hours. So, like, you're walking or riding together in between shots, and like conversations happen naturally. So, this is why I think golf is like a great place, the golf course, to go network. You're going to get an interrupted conversation. Like, it's going to be really hard to go to the golf course and not talk to other people. So you're going to be talking to people, and usually they're either behind you or in front of you golfing. So that's going to give you time to have like these relaxed conversations. Also, I think business is often built on trust. So if you're spending several hours together with someone, it can help people get to know each other beyond LinkedIn or a resume. I also think that like many golfers put their phone away. So that makes the conversations at the golf course, in my opinion, more focused and present compared to like if you're just like, I don't know, at a coffee shop or something. And then golf can honestly tell you a lot about someone's character. So this is the truth. I love to ask people on a first date if they want to go golfing because I want to know how someone can handle challenges, patience, mistakes, and wins. And while like golf may not be a measure of someone's integrity or ability, it can give you a sense of their like sportsmanship and their communication style. Because a lot of people don't know how to lose, and that's important to learn like early on. Um, Also, public golf courses like are great places to meet people from different industries. And also like you can meet people from corporate outings that are there that day, executive professionals, and community leaders who you might not otherwise see out in the community. And then it also creates like natural follow up opportunities. Instead of immediately pitching your business, you can simply connect on the golf course and enjoy the round. And then you can always follow up afterward if there's like a mutual interest. But golf courses are a great place to increase your brand visibility, especially if your target customers are golfers or businesses that sponsor golf events, because you can sponsor a charity golf tournament. You have advertising on the golf carts, the scorecards, or the tee signs. Um, you also can donate products or gift baskets as tournament prizes, and then you also have the opportunity sometimes to set up at a tournament um, to sell your product or promote your business. So, have you ever made a business connection while golfing? Or if you've never played golf, would you try golf just for the networking opportunities? Yeah, so I think like the world needs more people to be kind to each other. Like compassion should never be conditional, right? Disagreement doesn't have to become disrespect, and empathy is strongest when it's extended to people who see the world differently than we do. People don't need to be mocked or dehumanized. I think that's just like so important today to say. Um, If you love entrepreneurship, branding, luxury, beauty, travel, and authentic conversations, don't forget to subscribe for exclusive events that you won't find anywhere else. You can also enjoy subscriber only lives, early access to launches, behind the scenes business content, giveaways, special discounts, and practical advice to help you grow your own brand or career. Join the community that celebrates ambition, creativity, and resilience. Your future customers are watching. Okay, yeah. And if you guys don't, like, if you're struggling to want to stream, again, just remember there are people that, like, all the famous influencers that you love, they, like, have angles that they don't like. They feel awkward at first, right? The more you do it, the better you will feel. Good streamers aren't naturally confident. They probably, like most people, they just got more comfortable being awkward in public long enough to stop feeling strange. The best live streams literally feel like you're FaceTiming a friend. And guess what? If there's 0 to 3 viewers, that's okay. People often join after you've already been talking. I would say have topics written down, but if you're like me, your sticky note will always be in the other room. And many creators that I know, they quit 15 to 20 minutes before viewers would have found them. So I think it's important, especially on TikTok, to stream a little longer. And I've heard that the longer you stream, it gets pushed to more people. Every creator that streams, they have bad angles, moments where nobody comments, they have weird pauses. That's normal. That doesn't make you bad at streaming, right? Instead of thinking however many people won't see it, just remember you're helping the one person who needs the information from your stream. Confidence comes from streaming regularly, not before. And that, like, if you don't feel confident doing it right away, that's okay. You're literally developing a new skill. That doesn't mean that you're bad at streaming. Literally, every piece of content is another chance to be discovered by the right audience, so don't forget that. Most people quit because they're waiting to feel inspired, right? But the successful creators, they understand that consistency creates opportunities. The algorithm can't find you if you're constantly disappearing. So, this creators that become successful, they post even if they only get 2 views. They post when they're tired, when they're doubting themselves, when nobody's clapping, and when people are criticizing themselves. They post. They do it anyways. Like that's the most important part. I think it's just being super consistent. I also think another thing that I tell new business owners is that sometimes the most powerful response is no response. Just like in the law, right? No response is a response. Because the internet, they don't forget. So 5 minutes of anger can literally become 5 years of screenshots, reposts, and regret. Protect your peace, log off when needed, and just like don't let your worst moment become your introduction. Okay, you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about Monse, like the designer. Yes. Okay. So I have a Monse dress and I thrifted it years ago. Um, but what I love about Monse is it's one of those brands that the fashion people they know and they respect. It may have never reached like the mainstream recognition like Gucci or Louis Vuitton, but the designs were so innovative and the craftsmanship is so strong. They have a loyal following, and I think that they were kind of like an insider luxury label. But I've gotten a wonderful dress from them, and I thrifted it for $20. And um, Monse is kind of like a fashion insider brand, so I love them, and I love thrifting. I love thrifting. And I'm going to show you guys. So my friend Jennifer made me this amazing mirror. It says Dr. Vee-Vee is iconic because I am iconic. But I like walk around with it all day because I'm always like nervous. Like I have like I don't know like anxiety maybe. I think like I have a lot of it when streaming. So I always need to have something in my hand. You know what else I think we should talk about is like your entire worth doesn't have to be tied to productivity, achievements, money, followers, degrees, promotions, or being booked and busy, right? Um, because I feel like then you can almost become stuck in the cycle of hustle culture. You are okay, like you deserve to rest and enjoy like an afternoon if that's what you want to do. Like you shouldn't feel bad about that. So let's check in. What is one win that you've had this week? What's one thing you're struggling with? And what's something you look forward to? It doesn't even have to be something huge. It could be you got out of bed on a hard day, you finished a book, you took a shower, you took a walk, you paid a bill, you applied for a job, you started a business, you drank water, set a boundary, finished a book, showed up for yourself. Big wins and small wins both count. One thing that I'm proud of this week is I worked on my business when on like late at night when I didn't want to. What else should we talk about today, guys? Okay, I'm gonna show you guys some of my new makeup. It's from my own line, but I'm gonna show it off because I think it's super cute. Okay, so we're gonna start with my Shell Yeah blush. Look at that. And then it's a shell. So cute. Then my new Turn on the Light lip gloss. Now look at this. It's got the mirror on one side and the light. So in your purse, you can apply it in the dark. Then I have my new lip glosses, lipsticks, liquid lipsticks. They have rhinestones. So cute. My new heart blush. My new keychains from Vee-Vee. So Iconic Cosmetics. Let's see what else. Okay, my mascaras have been so cute. Like, these are iconic. They look so cute on your vanity. What else? The new lip oils, amazing. We love them. I also have this new keychain, super cute, from my cosmetics. The Gimme the Glow highlighter. I'm trying to think of what else I have that I want to show you guys. Okay, so I love this is my new eyeliners from my collection. They're so cute. So cute. Then I have these new lip glosses. I have like so many. Christina, let me know. I'm gonna like redo my packaging. So I'm gonna get rid of like a bunch of stuff just because I redid the outside packaging, not the like inside. Then what was I gonna show you guys? Guys, I have like way more makeup for my collection, just like not all over here. Oh yeah, this is like the mascara in the gold one. So I just like to have it all cute looking. I have more. I try to make products that you can like leave on your like dresser so they look cute. Because looking cute is like so important. We love it. And then yeah, I feel like that's the important part. You want everything to look cute. No, I feel like I have to mail my friend more makeup so she can actually do my swatches again. But no, this was like such a great idea I had one day because I was like, wow, I really hate when I'm in my car and like, because when you go to get in your car in the morning and it might not be bright out yet, and I'm like, wow, like I need to apply like my lip gloss. I can't have it like dark in here. Well, I need to apply it. That's why I had that great idea to do that. I just had to like make it a reality. I feel like, yeah, that's my advice. If you have an idea, like try to make it a reality as soon as possible. If not, write it down because you will forget most likely if you're like me. Like, guys, literally, so this is just like my like everyday like to-do list, but look at it's so broken up into like multiple like parts. Like okay, so like look at there's another one that's like not fully written. Like I literally had to write down that I need to live stream as my goal. I'm telling you guys, like I'm so bad at it. Not bad, but I just don't it's like not something like that I really want to do yet. So I think that's why I struggle with it a little bit. Your current like chapter that you're in, if you're in like a struggling season, it's not your final chapter. Keep showing up, keep trying, and keep taking the next right step, okay? One day you're gonna look back and realize that you literally survived things that were meant to destroy you. And that's iconic. So keep going, and I'm proud of you for making it this far. And it's okay to still be figuring things out, to have a good cry, to be scared, and to not know what comes next, but keep going. Okay, next we're going to talk about one thing that I've started asking people, and this may come off as mean, but I promise it's not. I will ask them, what is the premise of you telling me this? Because sometimes we have friends that vent to us a lot, but you need to ask them, are you looking for advice? Are you venting? Do you want validation? That way you know what they're looking for. Because you don't want to just give them like a 12-step strategic plan if they're just venting. If they're looking to problem solve, then that's different. Another thing that I think we should talk about is like everyone wants to be a day trader until they realize that like candles don't care about your bills, your feelings, your manifestation board, or the fact you had a good feeling about the trade. And day trading literally is not for everyone because the market rewards discipline, not excitement. And the people who, in my opinion, survive long term in day trading, they treat it like a business, not a casino. Because a lot of people, they log on to social media and they see the wins of day trading, but they don't see the stress, the losses, the hours staring at charts, or the emotional discipline that it actually takes. Most people don't lose in day trading because they're not smart. They lose because the market exposes every bad habit that they have. So, day trading is not a shortcut to wealth. It's a high pressure skill and it requires risk management, emotional control, and accepting that a lot of days you're going to be wrong. A lot. And that's like a risk about it. So now let's talk about. So I studied consumer science a lot in grad school, and so I want to talk about what it taught me. So, my intense study of consumer science taught me that people rarely buy products, they buy identity, emotion, convenience, belonging, and transformation. People don't buy lipstick, they buy confidence. People don't buy education, they buy opportunity. People don't buy travel, they buy experiences and memories. People don't buy homes, they buy security and stability. People don't buy consulting, they buy clarity and results. So, the brands that win aren't always the ones with the best products. They're the ones that understand human behavior, solve real problems, and make people feel understood. Consumer science isn't about convincing people to buy things, it's about understanding why people make decisions in the first place. People make emotional decisions and they use logic to justify them later. And too many choices can stop people from choosing anything at all. Urgency works because people fear regret more than they desire gain. And then trust is often more valuable than talent. Consumers don't just buy products anymore, they're buying communities, values, and experiences. Clarity outperforms complexity almost every time. People remember how a brand made them feel long after they've forgotten the details. Every purchase tells a story about how a brand made someone feel and about who someone is or who they hope to become. The easiest customer to convert is often the one who already knows, likes, and trusts you. Price matters less when value's obvious. Luxury isn't always about cost, it's often about identity, experience, and being exclusive. Social proof reduces uncertainty because people naturally look to others when making decisions. Um, let's think. People are loyal to brands that make them feel seen. Consumers are far more predictable than they realize and far more emotional than they'll admit. And the more that I study consumer behavior, the less I believe business is about selling, and the more I believe it's about understanding people. Convenience is one of the most powerful products ever created. Oh, yeah, I was going to show you guys my new heart blush. Isn't that so cute? We love it. Oh, yeah. So, also, like, if we're friends and your life gets overwhelming and you need to cancel plans, it's okay. It's okay if all you're doing is staying in bed and surviving. And it's okay if you disappear for months to process things privately and you text me when you're ready. You don't have to earn my friendship by being productive, entertaining, or available or okay all the time. Like life happens, mental health happens, grief happens, burnout happens. I don't keep score. If you need to cancel, okay, you need a week to yourself, you need 3 months to figure your life out, that's okay. That like there's no need to text me. Like real friendship isn't measured by response times. It's measured by knowing someone's still there when you're okay again. And that's important. Oh, yeah, another thing we should talk about is like society should stop acting like when you turn 30 that you need a rocking chair and a retirement plan. Like your frontal lobe just finished developing like 4 business days ago. So if your 20s were literally bad decisions, survival mode, trauma responses, iced coffee, and a hey, he texted me, hey stranger at 3 a.m., it's okay because 30 is literally still young. Okay, you just will finally have better boundaries, better taste, and less tolerance for clowns pretending to be your soulmate. 30 is literally nowhere near old. Thanks for liking the live, Val. So the I should have everything figured out by 30 narrative, I think is just like a huge, like, collective scam that society sells to adults. Because in your 30s, you usually have way more awareness than you did in your 20s. So, like, you have boundaries. You usually don't need to chase validation. You understand money better. You don't romanticize chaos. I think like your 30s are like the new 20s. Like, I know social media tells you that like under 25 is a personality trait, but you don't even fully know yourself until your 30s. Like, 20s are literally, I feel like, survival mode, trauma responses, bad relationships, identity confusion, trying careers on like outfits, and healing childhood stuff while pretending you're networking. So, yeah, I definitely think your 30s can be way better, especially if like your 20s were hard. But it, like, yeah, I mean, it definitely does like depend. But I don't, yeah, social media just tries to like convince people that like they have to have everything done by the time they're 25. And that's like not true at all in real life. I feel like I'm gonna host a live tonight on branding, so tune in. And just like branding mistakes that I've saw businesses make over the last 6 months. By the way, I did ask my clients if they mind if I share not their business name, just their mistakes. Because I think sometimes we are so quick to only want to share our wins, and I think it's very helpful for business owners to share with other business owners mistakes. That way we can learn together collectively.